Turns out they brought him for an MRI. And as a nothing personal fan, I hope you know, when players get MRIs, they get the results immediately. Forget waiting the day or two and saying, "Oh, we don't have the results yet." It's absolute horse hockey. Of course they do. The Angels got the MRI, and they knew immediately that there was a tear in his UCL. That phone call from whoever saw the X-ray, the MRI, calls the trainer, who calls the GM, who calls the owner, who says Shohei Ohtani has another torn ulnar collateral ligament. I am the first one to talk about Artie Moreno and the incompetence and the lunacy, but that is a terrible call to get. Crestfallen would certainly be the word. So Ohtani has a torn UCL. What does it mean? Where are we? Greatest player who ever lived. Surefire $500 million player. Free agency that will make Major League Baseball in the news in a way the NFL free agency, NBA free agency, all of it will pale in comparison to Shohei Ohtani's free agency. Marketing campaigns. Thoughts with his agent about how best to do it. All of that was being planned. And now it is all in the crapper. This is not to say that Shohei Ohtani will not be paid. This is to say that Shohei Ohtani will not be paid as a two-way free agent anymore. You cannot, when you are looking at him as a free agent player, whatever team you are, Angels included, you can no longer do the math that we've been doing on this show. He's a $35 million hitter for sure. He's a $35 million pitcher for sure. Signing two free agents for the price of one, or for the body of one. Top of the rotation, middle of the order. $35 million each, $70 million. Give him the 10 years. He's going to be playing at 31 next year, no problem. $700 million. Here is what is going to happen to Shohei Ohtani now. His agent will get together with Shohei. I still tell you that the Angels are the favorite to keep him and retain him. But any contract with Shohei Ohtani will have the following two components. Significant. One, incentives. Two, opt-out. The incentives I'm discussing are that he deserves to be paid as a hitter more than Aaron Judge. I will come out and say it. I would rather have Ohtani as a hitter than Judge. Two, as a pitcher, we have no idea. As a president of a team, we do not know whether or not Shohei Ohtani will ever pitch effectively again. When you get your second Tommy John, sorry, maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe there's HIPAA rules. Not that I have information that I can disclose. Shohei Ohtani will need a second Tommy John. It is not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. If I'm Shohei Ohtani, I am done for the season. The GM, Perry Managian, said, we're taking it day by day. He hit in the second game. Maybe he'll keep hitting. Shohei Ohtani needs to walk into the office of the GM or have his agent call and say, I am done. I'm getting Tommy John right now. When you're going into the free agent market, you want to start the recovery process now. If he gets Tommy John now, he will miss all of 24, and there's a chance that he could be ready early in 25 as a pitcher, hitting by the end of 24. You want that surgery immediately. It is August right now. Why would you wait an extra month? The stats that Shohei has for this season, the performance that he has, the track record that he is not going to make any more money in free agency by playing an extra month. Not going to happen. And the reason why I am concerned about Shohei Ohtani's future is that he is no longer in the category of Tommy John recovered pitchers. He's going to have to be in the category of two-time Tommy John recovered pitchers. And that list is extremely short. Josh Johnson, one of the best pitchers I got to see in my career, could not overcome multiple Tommy Johns. Another pitcher I got to see, Nathan Eovaldi, was able to recover from a second Tommy John. He's hurt again, by the way. The odds of Shohei Ohtani having a sustained career pitching after a second Tommy John are de minimis. However, as a free agent, he has the right to negotiate a contract. And as a team, I'd be willing to give him a contract, which has an incentive, $1 million a start. If you start 33 games, you get $33 million. Results be damned. You want to be a hitter at $35 to $40 million, I'm in. You want to be a pitcher at $30 to $35 million, I'm in, but you got to pitch. But if you are a team looking to sign Shohei and you offer him that type of incentive, one thing that we've always thought about talking to players and their agents is we never want to be on the other side of the player and have the player think that we are incentivized to have the player not succeed. If you're paying Shohei Ohtani $1 million to pitch every time, and it is August 24th, and you are out of the playoff race, why in God's name would you have Shohei Ohtani start a game? If you're Shohei Ohtani and you get $1 million every time you pitch and your team's out of the race, but your elbow doesn't hurt, and I'm picturing next year in 2025 or 26, you want the ball. So therefore, you and your team have opposite objectives. Are there teams that would hold back players from getting their financial incentives? Yeah, of course there are. If the Angels or whatever team signs him are in the race and he's healthy, you want him pitching, so then your incentives are aligned. But the scenario where they're not aligned is significant. So, in order to counterbalance that, I would get creative. I would allow for a third-party doctor, not a team doctor, a third-party scout, a third-party baseball personality, baseball person, to be even an arbitrator, to be able to make it clear when Shohei Ohtani is okay and healthy enough to pitch. If I'm Shohei, do I agree to that? If I'm the union, do I agree to that? If it makes me get a record AAV, yes. If I'm the team, do I agree to that? That's a tougher one. Because an independent arbitrator is not looking at all the circumstances, or an independent doctor, an independent evaluator is not looking at all of the X's and O's that I'm looking at in deciding whether or not I want Ohtani to take the mound. So what about the famous buyout? Buyouts that are done all the time. Strike that, Coca. 469. What about the famous opt-out? Opt-outs are done all the time. Commonplace. You sign Ohtani to a $40 million a year contract, but you offer him an opt-out after 3 years. You can't do it. You'll hear people say that he should just get an opt-out after 2024, but he's still going to be on Tommy John. After 2025, no, because he will be back from Tommy John. But if you're signing a player as a free agent like Ohtani, you want him pitching for you healthy at least a full year. I wouldn't offer Ohtani an opt-out till after 2026. That's 3 years from now. He'll be 34 years old. There's still an opportunity for him to get a very high 4-year deal at that point if he's going two ways. Opt-outs are absolutely something that Shohei Ohtani and his representation are going to want. If you are any team, and the rumors have been the Giants or the Cubs or the Yankees or the Mets or the Angels or the Dodgers, what is your level of risk?